Welcome back to you
and me,
Board Gaming. This is the full playthrough of our National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Card Scramble Edition.
Another episode of the Christmas Wonderfest.
Welcome to the Wonderfest.
Welcome to my show, everybody.
Well, that was not creepy at all. What's going on?
I'm still excited. I can't get over the fact that
What's going on,
Sammy is back on set.
I'm not Mountain.
No, you're not Mountain either.
Last time we saw him, he wasn't in the best state.
It's kind of more of a underwater esque. But yeah, Sammy's back. He's
Christmas in July, yeah.
Yeah, he was a little he's fully clothed ish. Anyway,
Back in action, ready to party.
he's ready to go. We have the royal guard with him too, hanging out with him. So yeah. So if you're familiar with this from last year, this is the card scramble where you deal out sets of cards to move around the board. Very simple game, but just themed to National Lampoons instead of themed to Elf like we did last year.
So new version this year.
Yes. So let's dive right into it and have some fun, shall we? And then get the box open. There we go. I'm gonna put it back here. Hold that there, Sam.
I got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sam is very talkative today.
Yep.
All right. So, which one you doing? Which color?
Red.
Red.
Or
All right.
green.
I'll be green. You know that. Figure out how to move around without having. We might have to use the tokens again.
Mm-hmm.
Pop out the rest of these colors for the game. Real quick, like. You know what?
What are we waiting?
I was just thinking, maybe we ought to bring Christmas Wonderfest over to the vlog channel.
Like it was last year, yeah.
And maybe do some extracurricular Christmas themed things over there. Got some ideas that we could do.
The traditional haul is happening again. The Christmas haul.
Oh yes, we're doing that after our traditional Christmas.
stuff.
Christmas stuff, yeah. For our festivities, we always make sure that you get to see what we got for Christmas. What we like, we don't like.
Yeah.
Stocking stuffers, however we got it. But yeah. Alright, so we're using green and red. Whoop. So the green, you get the red.
Sure, there's enough of these to put some in here.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
What the? Get down.
Alright. Got our perspective colors and everything. So let's go ahead and open up this box. Or board, I mean. Let's see, start is right there.
There we go.
Start. There we go. Didn't put it on there, okay.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. What?
Ah! My piece fell. Alright, so action card. And we're dealt 9 cards, and then we lay out 2 for trading purposes, where it is revealed. The rest are kept secret. I'm going to try to get around the board. It's basically a card strategy game. And the best player wins. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh dang.
Okay. You got a no dang too. Alright, to the reveal. There we go. Our trade cards. So just to show off here, these are at the bottom of the board, which is slightly off view. So have to have 2 for trading, which is revealed to everyone. So there's my 2. Clerkmas and not the brightest bulb.
My 2, I'm going to have the same. Yeah. Alright. So basically you're just gonna make a set. And move around the board according to what the board says to move around. You have some that say collect 3 cards, move 5 spaces, collect 4 cards, move 6 spaces. So yeah. We shall see how this goes.
We're doing where we go back to start.
Yeah, you just go around the board, I believe. What to do on turn trade. A player can take another player's open space cards and place it with one of their own during a turn. A player can trade up to 2 cards from any combination of players during a single turn, or pick up. A player can take up to 2 space cards from the center card pile deck on the game board, but must discard 2 space cards in the communal discard pile to ensure they always have 9 cards total. So that's 7 in your hand and 2 face up, down.
Draw.
So when you draw 2 cards, and you got to discard 2 cards in the communal discard pile. And then that way you always have 9 cards total. After any trades have been completed, a player can now submit a completed space card set. If you're still unable to make a set, no worries. You can trade up to 2 additional space cards with the space card pile in the center of the game board. Then the play then moves to the next player.
Okay. Not the brightest bulb. Collect 3 cards, move 5 spaces. Move backward. Action card.
It's an action card, so may not all be that bad.
Oh, okay then. You staple your hand to the side of your house. You know, that's
Ouch.
You hastily pull your arm back before you staple any more of your clothes. Move backward 1 space. Move forward 1 space. Okay.
Bottom of the deck.
Wow. The Christmas tree you picked out is too large to fit in the house. You head to the garage and grab your chainsaw. The holidays are murder. Move backward 2 spaces. Picture.
Alright, so you got that picture.
A lot of moving there, turn.
That's the turkey one. So when you land on a picture like that, that means the price of the cards are
1 lower.
1 less than, I think it is.
And then a draw to get back up to.
Can be used as an
9.
additional space card without forward during your turn. What? Yeah. So basically, you land on that. You don't need an extra card. You don't need 3 cards because that one plays as an extra.
So
you got
we
2
collect
cards now
2 instead.
in your hand,
What?
right?
I've got 3 more, yeah. Back up to 7.
You got 7 in your hand now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I was asking.
Doesn't seem like they're generous in this one as far as how much they give you to move. It's like all 2. Most of them are just 2. You gotta use them
The
two.
ones that have only one play each are the ones that are higher.
Mm.
So, the ones that are easy to get, like Granny over there, 2 cards, 2 moves.
Yeah,
and you got 4
that's basically what I
chances to
used. I
it.
just wasted the bright because I had to move backwards, so I only went 2 spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But I was 1 down now.
I think I'm gonna use Granny here. Did I break win? Collect 2 cards, move 2 spaces.
One Granny down. So I can get rid of these and get 2 more cards.
If you can't do anything, you can trade up. Yep. Place 2 cards and pick up 2 more cards. Be in their place.
Cool. Only if you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, so if it's like one of these ones that are here, you forced to use it.
Well, you gotta have 5 of those, though. That's the problem.
I know, but if it's like, oh, I don't want to use that yet, you know?
Guess I will use this one. Not the brightest bulb. Collect 3 cards, move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One nothing. One nothing space.
I'm on an empty space. Oh well.
Break wind. 1, 2.
Action space.
Oh, come on. We did not shuffle. We just placed them there, didn't we?
Yeah, I think those things get shuffled all the way.
You take a few steps back to admire the lights on your house. Move backward 2 spaces. Back to the turkey again. None of them got shuffled.
I got that. I shuffled that, but I guess I didn't shuffle enough.
Stick them in.
So I think I'm gonna trade up. What did I do? I used.
Got nothing to use at all.
wanted to use brightest light bulb, so one of those. Yeah. I'm going to trade up because I don't have anything to use. Okay. Your turn.
You know, I just gotta waste all these then? Because you have to use them. Can't trade.
I mean,
With this year's bonus track, the swimming pool you have always wanted is within reach. Move forward to Christmas tree.
it's the holy grail of all Christmas trees.
Not shuffled.
Alright, right wind. 1, 2, and then move forward 1 space. 3. And that one is Clark.
Very Clark.
This one right here. So 2 cards. There we are.
Breaking wind again. You step back only to discover snot drinking your Christmas tree water. Move backward 1 space. And then each of them has a picture. That's cool. Something different. Now what?
It's your turn.
3. Alright, next. What are you doing? Go. No more instruction.
Just trying to figure out something, that's all. Anyway, yeah.
Have to do 2.
And if you can trade with one of mine for one of mine, you can do that.
No, the center.
Or you can do 2 for the center.
1. So it has to be 2.
Trade or pick up. The player can take up to 2 cards from the space card pile on the deck of the game board, but must discard 2 space cards and can discard pile each. They always have 9 cards total.
Oh, so you're supposed to get that first. Okay.
After any trades have been completed, players can now submit a completed space card set. If you're still unable to make a set, no worries. You can still trade up to 2 additional cards from the center of the space card pile in the center of the board. Player moves to the next player. So you can either do trade or draw, and then if you can't do anything after you draw, then you pick up. Then you do an additional trade. Is what
so
it
you
sounds
draw
like.
first.
Right, draw or trade first, and then your additional.
I've been doing laying that, discarding it, and then doing it.
Yeah.
So 1.
So how many cards do you have?
Same. I just traded 1.
1.
I just did 1.
Okay. You're supposed to pick up 2 cards.
Said trade up to 2, right?
Player can take up to 2 space cards from the space pile deck in the game board, but must discard 2 space cards in the pile. If you discard pile, they always have 9 cards in the total. Okay.
So up to 2.
cards, Dan. Go.
That's it. Discard.
No. If you're still unable to make a set, no worries. You can trade up to 2 additional space cards from the space card pile on the center of the board. So. I guess I can draw again for 2 more cards for a set, but then after that, play ends.
What the heck did you already do?
Anyway. Go.
So that counted as the turn, no playing now?
Well, if you're able to make a set, then you can play. If you can't make a set, then...
I didn't discard yet, so okay. Card for this. 3, 4. So I don't know how I just got rid of 3 cards and then only drew 1 to get back up to 7. That didn't make sense. I should draw 3. I'm confused on how that just worked.
You have a total of 9 cards?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Hmm.
That was what the.
You may have had more cards in your hand than... Well, so you drew 2 cards.
Yeah.
And then... So you had 2 additional cards in your hand. And then you only used... You used 1 card... addition to the addition of 2 cards. So you only used 1 card out of your hand. That's what happened. Can't do anything still. I'm stuck.
Why aren't you drawing anything?
Let's see if I can trade. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. Trade those out for 2 new cards. Still doesn't help me any, but
What the heck you discard?
I traded.
And then traded again?
Yeah.
Why would you trade twice?
That's what it says I can do. If you're still unable to make a set, no worries. You can trade up 2 additional cards with the space cards in the space card pile in the center.
So you're doing the center twice.
Yes. So you can't make a set. You do it again.
What they're saying is if you can't do from there, then you go from there. Happy. 4-1. We're on the tree thing. Put down. else doesn't make it over there? If all my spaces are going to be used.
Mary Clarkmas. Move 12 spaces.
You're only Clarkness.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, of course, not in the Clarkness one. 4,
Useless
5,
12.
6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Oh no. Take off the Clarkness. There we go. I can't use it anymore. Woo! Threw a card across the room.
So I drew. Do nothing there. Great. There we go. Now I must wait. There we go.
Excuse me. Santa Claus. Collect 4 cards. Move 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, an action space. Finally, my first action space. Let's see what I get.
You haven't been moving much.
You lean in and ask Aunt Bethany to lead the family with grace. Move forward 1 space. Move backward 1 space.
She's an aunt, not the grandma.
She's an auntie. Yep, not the granny. Aunt Bethany. Move the couch out of the way, only to discover you have fried Aunt Bethany's cat.
Dang.
That thing has 9 lives. Move forward 1 space.
No wonder you told her to say grace.
Move backward 1
Grace
space.
for the cat. Okay, there's no way it can keep happening now.
You are simply having the happiest Christmas. The happiest Christmas. Nothing else can possibly go wrong. Replace 2 cards. Discard 2 hidden space cards and redraw from the center pile. Oh, that's cool. So I pick 2 out of my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got to draw. Or anyway, 2. So replace 2 cards. I'll replace these 2 cards. Get 2 cards.
So let's see what you would do on your turn anyway.
Yeah. So I got 1, 2, 3,
Sorry
4,
for
5, 6, 7. Oh, I need 2 cards to replenish up to 9 now. I only have 7 cards total. Here's 8 and 9. There we go. And we are golden.
Aren't those 8 and 9 though?
No. I had 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 in
And
your
then
hand.
8, 9.
7 in your hand plus these 2.
And have 7 in my hand.
Okay. So you only draw if you can't do nothing? Or do you just draw it?
You draw to start your turn.
Even if you can move.
I mean, if you can, but you just start the turn, then you can move.
Murder already. Holiday or murder.
Oh no.
Click 4, move 10. What you owe no one. Oh, you offer to refill Cousin Eddie's eggnog. Muttering under your breath, you offer to drive him out to the middle of nowhere. Trade 2 cards with player to your left.
2 cards?
You mean like from there?
I guess. I don't know. Those are the cards that are open for trading, so I guess it's supposed to.
Be specific. Game, is it from hand or is it from the actual trading pile? Alright, there we go. How did I do that one? How did I get 9?
Supposed to have 7 in your hand. 9 total. The 2 are face down. Face up, I mean.
I don't know if I put those back there or...
I don't know. I don't know where you got them from. The 2 extra ones. Anyway.
I drew and traded, so I don't know how...
I know you drew and traded. I seen that, but then you still had 2 extras, so I don't know where that came from, is what I'm saying.
I saw a drawed out turkey. That's a whole nothing turkey in there. Exploded turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if it's juicy.
She went to cut the turkey.
There it went.
Exploded it did.
It did. Oh, so that's where I got 9. I draw the 2. Okay, so then I'm gonna... Well, if I trade, I'm still gonna have 9, so... That's why it doesn't make sense to do...
That's why you discard first, and then you draw 2 if you can't do anything else.
Okay, so discard.
which keeps 7 in your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can't do anything else, then you can draw again if you want, or trade with. Well, you can't trade now because you already drew, but.
Which will give me 9 again. So why would I want to do that? That's why doing nothing else that doesn't make sense, because then you're still gonna have 9 either way. Oh, you mean so I would actually draw again if I can't use those? That's when I would discard.
You're trading it, so you
those two are
discard
supposed to
still.
be
Yes.
No, I wouldn't trade anything because I'll be stuck with 9.
You're trading 2 cards for 2 cards.
And then,
So you draw 2 cards and you discard 2 cards.
which would bring me back up to 9. If I still can't do nothing, then I discard those 2.
Yes, and you
So
discard
you
those
took
2
my
cards.
Okay.
Yes.
You just took my 2 cards in. Okay.
Well, you didn't take your turn because
Because
you didn't want to do it.
Because I was understanding what was going on.
Well, there's 2 cards. You want to be that technical about it.
Okay. So now discard. The other walls. You only got 1?
No, I got 2.
What did you stuck together or something?
I'm kicking myself. Oh well.
So still can't do nothing. So draw 2 more, and then.
So now you got to discard 4.
Why would I discard 4? I thought it was only 2 like I did last time.
How many cards do you have in your hand right now?
Alright, see, this is why it gets getting confusing. That's why I try to confirm
You
the
have-
last turn.
I tried to tell you, but you keep on doing your own thing. You can't do anything. You discard 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do it again to trade up with the middle card again, keeping yourself at 7 cards in your hand.
Where'd the cards go?
They're all right here now. We got to reshuffle them into the middle of the deck.
Hold up. So I took 2. I don't know anymore.
You initialized your turn with 2 cards,
Okay.
right?
There we go. So those 2.
Right?
Uh-huh. And those 2. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So these 2 to start my turn.
Mm-hmm. You can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you would discard 2 cards. And draw those 2 cards.
There we go.
Or draw and drop 2 cards. However you want to do it, but
Nine.
you're still dropping 2 cards.
Now I got 9 again.
Okay, so...
So I can't move.
You're going to have to discard 2 cards.
Or move.
Or you can't move because...
So now I gotta waste cards.
You can't move because you've already done past that move phase. You can trade or pick up. If you can move, then you do that. Then you move there. If you can't, then you move, then you do your additional trade, and then move. The play goes to the next person. You can only have 9 cards total with 2 that are face up on the table. You can have more than that, so you have to discard until you have 9 total. That's why the strategy's in play with ones that are face up on the table, because it messes up with your hand.
Wow, because those are just sitting down there.
Yeah. They're just wasting it. It's part of your hand, but everybody can see that.
Which you actually can't use them. What'd you kick yourself for?
You asking that now?
Hmm.
After several plays have gone by?
Only one.
I misread a card. How many cards I'm supposed to collect? I misread one, so I dropped the card thinking it was one number and it was a different number. Like, shoot, I'm kicking myself now because I could use that card I laid down.
To move. So now you're stuck over there now. When you could have been farther. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, my turn now. 2 cards in my hand. Holidays of Murder. Collect 4 cards, move 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, balls.
And then there is 5, and then 2 cards to replenish to 7. Go.
Christmas family, Griswold Family Christmas. Collect 6. Move 15. Backward. 1, 2, 3. Backward 3, and here we go. You receive a 1-year membership to the Jelly of the Month Club. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Trade 2 cards with the player to your right.
Jelly of the Month Club. That's funny.
Your 2 original cards. Wow.
Woohoo.
Magic. What would have thought about that? There we go.
Who would have thunk it?
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Did I break wing? 2 cards. To move 2 cards. 2 spaces. 3.
This is where we gotta
6.
watch out and make sure we can
Yeah.
actually get
1,
start.
2. Action card. Your boss reconsiders, and you get that Christmas bonus after all. Trade 1 card with the player to your left. Oh boy. 1 card to the player to my left. Guess I will trade that one.
What the? Just fell.
Yeah.
Breaking wind. Cool. Picture, so I can. Yay.
I did breaking wind again, so I put a token on that. I have 2 more broken winds.
Replace 2 cards. Go to Christmas tree shopping with your family. Only the best tree will do this Christmas. Discard 2 hidden space cards and redraw. Okay. Shoot. Wait. So when I did land on this picture, I used another one, and I went with this instead of, so I was supposed to go here, which would have been the same thing anyway, because it would have been an action. So we're good here.
So you did. You were here, right?
Okay, so it was this 1, 2. Then, since I only have a picture, I used another one, which 1, 2 got an action, which would have been that
okay.
action. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Seven, 8. What the?
Grab me one more.
Saving the right card now. See, I don't think I'll look now. So yeah, there's no 4.
So.
Well, I can't go to start now because there's no new 4. Okay, so I drew these. Still can't do anything. So,
How many cards do you have in your hand right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so discard 2. How many cards do you have now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I just drew and just discarded that.
You're not discarding 2 somewhere. You keep getting 9 in your hand.
I just started the turn then.
Okay. So then you put those down, you pick up 2 more cards.
Was it stuck with the number I just had?
Right. I understand. If you can't do anything, you lay 2 cards down. Then you're back to 9 again. Like you're supposed to have. Always discard your hand back down to 9. Oh, that is because I can. Action pile. Alright, now it's my turn. can make set.
Alright. 2. Discard. 2. 2 more. Alright.
Let's see. Did I break wind?
Betsy. What do you mean, Betsy?
Oh.
Betsy? He left. Betsy. Yeah, Betsy.
Go.
Draw. Draw. Boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom. Can I even touch these out here? Like, what if I want this one? What if I want this one?
Let's see. Because that's what I've been wondering too.
Did you put a thing on your
The what?
a token?
On.
The 2 you just did?
Oh, I didn't. Thank you.
Yeah. You can't trade your own hand.
I don't know. Doesn't say.
Okay. Up to you. Where's this other reading instructions anyway? Play the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Just touching every spot on the instructions to figure out. I've got two cards extra in my hand. I didn't discard somewhere. Or discard those because they have two extra in my hand.
Alright,
3, 6, 7. Is it my turn, or is it your turn? So I had 9 in my hand. That would have been 10, 11 right there. I didn't discard 2, so I just discard 2 to get out of my hand.
Mm-hmm. Which would have been your second time discarding?
Yes. So go. My turn?
Yeah. How do you not know? I was like, what the? For a minute there.
Go.
Alright, so trade with those.
Yeah. You can trade with one of those if you want to. You trade one or two of them.
Boom. It has been traded. And now you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So now what, discard?
Yeah.
Cats. Cool. So I spent this whole thing thinking that there was only one of those I can use. So I could have got this a long time ago if I'd caught it. But there we go. Not the brightest bulb. 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said back here, I was like, alright, we gotta slow down so we can actually get in there an exact count. And then I messed it up and I was like, well, crap now.
So you went over. What, you're right here?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I did that thing where we the next one up. That's it.
Oh, okay. Alright, well. Beat me on that one.
One of the ways to play card scramble.
I was playing the cards all wrong. After I realized what cards I actually needed, I was gonna go with started with these, and that was 7. That would have been putting me way over. Then I thought, no, I can play off these, which is 5, but then that would have been 1 under. So then I started collecting these, which would have gave me 6 from where I'm at. So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
But I didn't have enough in my hand to do that. So,
Oh.
and you stuck them before I did. So that's
Which-
all about strategy right there. So
Not the way, because I'm supposed to get exact.
yeah. But yeah, I mean that's a fun game. Just got to play the cards right in order to get around the board faster. I didn't think we were gonna make it around the board. We were getting stuck a lot.
Yeah.
We finally did.
It's
So.
starting to run out of things to use, too.
Yeah.
That was Clark's Christmas.
Yeah, that was a interesting version of it.
Yeah.
I think I like the elf version of this better than this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that one just felt like it was going on the board a lot faster.
Yeah. Which is the same thing, though.
I know. I don't know why this one seemed a lot. Maybe because we didn't have the cards shuffled enough
Yeah,
or
so
something.
all the backwards were next to each other.
Yeah.
So it was all backwards. Backwards and then forwards and backwards again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all about the shuffling and everything. Where's that tiny baggie? Tiny baggie, where'd you go?
Probably on the box.
Tiny baggie.
I don't think all these chips are going to fit in that baggie.
Oh.
So we have, what is it? I think it's 24 per color. What's that? 20 per color.
So that was
20,
one of the ways to
40,
play this game. There is one, like,
20,
How you-
60,
seen us doing when you move the
80
set.
of
You take
chips.
one of your chips and put it on that. Another way is if you fill up
all of
every
them. Yeah.
chip.
And then the last one is less space cards in each player's hand. Which I think what we should do is not, if we did that one, use less space cards in each player's hand, not have them 2 that are face down or face up.
Your trade pawn?
Huh?
Your trade pawn?
Or have like 5 and make that 6, 7 like that, you know, instead have like 7 total instead of 9. Regardless, it'd be 7 instead of 9.
Oh, because those are always going to count as 2 against you.
Yeah.
How dare they handicap us?
Regardless, we'll have a handicap. So
Reflective board.
yeah.
That was an interesting game.
It was very interesting. Anyways, well, Clark, you did it again.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think about the gameplay?
Oh, it's the same thing as Elf, so fun.
Yeah.
It's
Just themed differently. It's all it is,
Yeah.
really.
Didn't really get to see much action cards because it was always just the move backwards. So didn't get to see too much variety in there. See what else it does, which is probably the same as well.
Probably.
I noticed that Card Scrambles usually only do Christmas games.
Well, we
It's
haven't
like,
seen
it's
any
like
other ones.
Card Scrambles
yet,
are
so.
Christmas. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking here.
So yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory. We played the one version before. We already knew how to play it. It's just basically refreshing ourselves, and now
Applying a new theme.
just playing it with a new theme and everything. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that
Bill,
and if you're on Twitch,
follow us on Twitch, U_ME Gaming. You can chat and interact with us and be featured in the YouTube videos. And be put on the viewer board and the leaderboard. Shout outs.
Daily Spartan, Lawn Ogre, Fatal _ Gaming with an 8, Kane California, Cage, Alex9, Sidful. And then the later Twitch board stands as follows: Kane California at 1, Fatal _ Gaming with an 8. At number 2, in Cage, Alex 9. Wow, I just realized something. At number 3, in Cage, Alex 9 is our moderator. Thank you for everything you do for the channel and on Twitch. You are a true legend. Just realized something.
What?
Fatal _ Gaming with an 8 is above Cage, Alex 9 with a 9.
Whoa, 8-9.
8, 9. You count from 1 to 9, 10, so 8, 9. So that's
8-9. And then all of a sudden somebody with 7 in their name's gonna come.
Yeah.
So we'll have 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Poor connection. And we didn't have anybody join the stream to be added to a snow globe to join the tree, but it's only the first episode, so there's plenty of time for that.
Still plenty of time. Still a lot to go yet with the Christmas Wonderfest. So a lot more chances to get on the tree. So yeah.
So it's been episode 1 of the Christmas Wonderfest Card Scramble National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Episode 1 of Christmas Wonderfest. Not bad, not bad. Good to see Sammy again.
Yeah.
Good to see you too, Deucey.
Thanks.
And you too, Blitz.
Thank you.
Whoa there, Sammy. Okay. And the viewers again.
Yes, another you viewers.
Alright. Well, there we go.
We're closing out this video. Only one thing left to say. Don't get bored.
Play a board game.
We'll see you all in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you in the next episode of the Christmas Wonderfest. A lot more festive, fun games coming your way. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.